Hello, hello, welcome back. So today I thought we'd do one of these. We haven't done a Somerset Studio make for a long time. So if we open it up, Lynn Moncrief, one of my most favourite artists, one of the ladies that probably instilled me in grungy junk journaling, and this I think is absolutely awesome. So I've got a pile of goodies and we're going to have a bash at making our version. Remember, we never copy our version of one of these. So I'll put that out of the way for now and I'll show you what I've got. I've got an array of fabrics, blues, creams, browns, not overly grungy, but all of those. I have got a book page, card to make a tag, and I've got Tim Holt stamps and Alison Bomber paper artsy stamps. I've got two real leaves from my garden that were dried last year and they've had gold ink attached to them because I was using them to do some printing with. And I've got some blue stamps because obviously blue is our colour. I've then got two cottons. I've got 248 and 124 in the Sheepy's Sweet Treats. Although interestingly, the small ones are called Sweet Treats and the large ones are called Sugar Rush. But anyway. And I have got some stained reinforcers. So there you go. We are going to set to and see how we get on. Now, excuse me, the first thing that I would like to do is not have mine square. So I'm feeling like it's going to go slightly off skew like that. And I'm breaking my own rule in that the writing is going the wrong way. You know, I don't usually do that. But I do want a deckled edge, as always. So, let's... no, you need to deckle edge it all first, Claire. Duh. So, how are you all? What have you all been up to? Yeah, I've been doing an awful lot of stitching lately, as you all know if you've been around. And I feel the need for some paper today, although we do still have fabrics. Anyway, we'll see how we go. You know what they say, change is as good as a rest and all that business. So, getting deckled edge all around this. Okay. I've got no fingernails, I can't pick anything up. That now sits better in my heart. Now my tag, my standard tag size is obviously too big. So we are going to need to cut this down. So let's get a pencil and work out. We want it about there, I think. So this is where it all goes wrong because I've got scissors out instead of the knife. That's not too bad. That is now going to go on there. That's good. Keep that piece of card. Can do something with that at a later date. I need my tag cutter. I've got myself a little pencil case to keep all the stuff that I use all the time in, so I don't have to go rummaging around to find stuff, and it is making life a little bit easier, I've got to be honest. So trim my corners for my tag, whoops, like so. I now feel that the tag is so small that my leaves, which I can't pick up, are going to be too big. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so we're going to stick a hole in the top here, in the centre, by eye. Yep, that'll do it. excuse me, get one of my reinforcing rings and get that stuck down on there. Right, that's that bit done. We'll get rid of them. We're finished with them. Now, do I want... Yes, I do. So, you don't even know what I was asking myself, do you? I tried to work out if I wanted to ink the edges, and of course I do. Don't know why I even questioned it. So I've got the archival sepia, got these new little mini ones, as you know, and I'm just going to run all the way around the edge of my tag, and then I'm going to run across the book page. So I know that you can all do this because you've all got a bit of card that you can cut into a tag, and I'm pretty sure you've all got a book page that's got text on. And even if you haven't got scraps of fabric to use or real dried leaves, you could replace the fabric with coloured paper. And for the leaves you could use die cuts or cutouts from a magazine, so anyone can do this. So if you don't do it, it's because you don't want to. I've been saying that sentence a lot lately. I've been involved in a number of conversations about people who are unable to, and I keep reinforcing the fact that I don't believe anybody's unable to. What I believe is that people don't want to, and there is a big difference. I've just realised I'm inking the wrong side, aren't I? Poop. So we'll now ink this side. So yeah, firm believer, it's not that you can't, it's that you don't want to. And that's fine. Nobody has to want to do everything. But there is a big difference between not wanting to and not being able to. There you go. Now we've inked the right side, and now it's just a fold. Okay, job done. So we have got that inked up. Whoops. And we've got our tag made. And there's our tag. And as much as this is crooked, I do want my tag to go on straight. So I'm just going to line the straight back piece, the fold, on my board. And then I can get my tag on straight. Yeah, and it doesn't matter that all this is crooked around it. But before I attach my tag, obviously I need to decorate it. So I'm going to get my messy board up, my messy mat, like so. We'll get rid of that because we're not using that. Now I'm going to use this lovely ferny flower from Alison Bomber, but what I wanted to do was add those leaves as well, and I don't know if the leaves should be behind or in front. I think probably in front, so I'm going to grab a block, pick that up and get some ink on it. Now I don't obviously want to use that sepia because it'll be the same as the edge. So what I'm going to use, no, not plum, is the coffee, because I do want it to be in brown. So I'm going to stamp this up, ink this up, stamp this up. I'm going to stamp after I've inked, obviously. Goodness me, I don't know where all my words have gone. Okay, so we've inked that. And we are going to stamp this on the scoop, like so. What a beautiful stamp that is. Okay, but now what I wanted to do was I wanted to add my leaves on. Now obviously these leaves, considering the size of the tag, are now technically too big. So I'm only going to put one on, not two. So I'm just deciding if I want this one. These leaves are actually off my lime bush tree. No, I'm going to go for this one that's got all the sort of broken bits, and then we can see the plant behind it. So I'm going to stick that down next. I'm just putting normal elmers on the back of here. And it's going to sit there. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my faux vintage tape, just a little bit, but I'm going to then cut in half because I think that's way too big, like that. And I'm just going to stick that across there as if that tape is what is holding down that leaf. Okay, yeah. And I feel like there should be a word or a number or something on there. Now, whilst the words in here are lovely, I don't think they're really appropriate for what I'm doing here. So I go to the field notes and we will look at this one here, I think, that says figures 1, 2 and 3 there, and we'll just get that stamped on that edge there. That's what I think. So I'll pick that, but now I'm going to stamp in black. So I'll get that on the edge there, like that. I don't mind that the bottom one's a bit faded, it's just further information, interest. Okay, I'm now finished with my tag, so I'm going to set my tag to one side and I'm going to set about decorating, whoops, this. I'm just trying to clear space on my desk, that's all. I'm going to set about decorating this. So I've got this dark blue, which, right, oh goodness me, that's not going to tear, is it? Right, if I force it, because I've got to remember where my tag's going. So my tag is going about there, so that's actually a good position for that. I've then also got I quite like this turquoisey colour, so I wonder if that one will go up there. And then this one, which is a bit of old shirts, I'm going to try and get between the two, I think. So we've got this, we'll get off the seam and see if we can't tuck that in under there. Right, so we'll take them off. What I want to do is get that tucked in there like that. Okay, so don't mind seeing the book page number or the number of the book page. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue Actually, I'm going to glue all the middle because I want it stuck anyway, don't I? But a little bit of glue for this bit of fabric, which is also going on the skew. And then we'll put a little bit of glue on the top there to make sure it catches that bit of fabric like that. So I've got a fabric sandwich going on. And then I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue there. And I love the way this is all screwed up. So I'm going to stick that. Oh, now I've got glue on my fingers because of course glue comes through the fabric. I'm just going to screw it up a little bit more and stick that down. I don't know now whether to put that blue up there or to have a bit of this linen. This is the linen, if you watched it, that I did my heirloom advent with. That's part of the fabric supply that was in that. See, I think if we put that there, yeah, I want that one. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of glue there, like so. Just pull off these loose threads. Obviously, if you're doing this in paper, you won't have loose threads, so that's fine. Now, I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to stitch. So I'm going to stitch this silvery white into the blue, and then I'm going to stitch the blue into the white. So we're going to need a piece of this as well, like that. Oh, my belly's rumbling. Must be nearly lunchtime. So, as the blue's on the top here, I'm going to use the blue first. Now, as I say, if you haven't got fabrics, you can obviously use paper, and if you wanted to stitch it, then if you've got one, you could run it through your sewing machine, or you could just use standard sewing cotton. So get rid of that silver bit that's stuck to me. I'm going to go from the back because obviously the back is going to be stuck down. It's not a journal card or anything. And having got that, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape, famous last words. Oh, basically I don't want the ridge of a knot in my cotton. I'm not going to use a bit of that tape. Try a bit of this one. Why can you... Oh, do you know what? Let's use this tape because we know that one sticks. There you go. I'm trying to avoid, I don't want a knot in my, you know, because it'll give me a bulbous line. And then I'm just going to stitch fairly regular stitches, not necessarily a straight line, that's for sure, but just going to stitch them as it's all crooked. That doesn't really matter. It's funny, when I was doing these originally, I wasn't aware of other people, or too many other people, I know there was at least one, doing similar things. But since there seems to be people doing you know, things they've seen on Pinterest and all sorts of. That is definitely out of line, Claire. I don't think it matters. I think it's just to see the stitching. In fact, look, some of it at the bottom there is going to be covered up. So yeah, no, that's fine. So then I'm just going to knock this one off, like so. Trim that. And actually, I don't mind that hanging out. I quite like that hanging out, in fact. So then get rid of the blue. I'm going to bring in the silver. I think I'm going to do a series of crosses on this one rather than just straight line stitching. Let's see. So help thread a needle, wouldn't it? Oh, for goodness sake. Chat amongst yourselves while I do this. There we go. Right. So now I think I'm going to start from the front and I'm going to start there. And I'm going to do what my nan used to call simple crosses. So I'm coming through on the angle there. Okay. Coming down on the angle and then up straight, trying to get it level with that one. So you get your diagonal and then down on the same sort of height in the same sort of location as that one. See? And then it gives you this like Z on the back. And then I'll just move up a bit. So there, and do the same again. So go in on the angle, come down on that same line. I'm sure you know how to stitch crosses, and that's not even on the same line anyway, Claire. So you're waffling on about how to do it, and you're doing it wrong. And you can't keep making prick holes in paper because the paper will disappear. There we go, that's a smaller one, doesn't matter. And then we'll do the last one because I like odd numbers. So we'll do 3. And this one's well out. But there you go. There you go, there's our 3 crosses. So I'm just going to come through there, trim that off. That's our stitching done. Love it. This is now going to sit about there. Do I want to put a string in it? We could put a string in it, couldn't we? Make it a tag. So cut a little bit of twine like so. Put that through there. Excuse me, it's definitely lunchtime. I need something to eat and something to drink. And that's going to sit there like that. So they can be trimmed off. We can glue our tag down. Go around our hole, round again, like that. position our tag. Now, well, it's not straight now, is it? Oh well, it's on now. There's no lifting it. And then I want a blue stamp on this corner. So I'm just going to open up my little envelope of blue stamps. That's quite a big one, isn't it? Wow, it's a big old stamp. We don't want that one. We want one smaller. But we do want one that is portrait. What about that one? It's a bit pale. I want one a bit darker. Oh look, that's about travel. Let's save that actually, in case I'm doing something that's travel orientated. And they're all going the wrong way. Oh, hang on, he's not. What about that one? Oh yes, that's lovely. So, I can pick all them up later. Just get them out of the way for a minute. And I'm just going to stick him down. He goes on there. So he's on the tag, he's on the leaf, he's over that fabric, and he's on the book page. There you go. Right, let's bring this book in and see how we did. Well, it's not the same by any means, but then of course we don't want it to be the same. We just want to be inspired by it. And we've got florals, and we've got fabrics, and I've added book page, whereas there was stamped on it. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So, as always, thank you so much for coming along and joining me today. Hope you found some joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.